and she showed me all the scars on her arm from all, like, she was a cutter. And she got my initials tattooed where the cuts were.
Fill the room with the juice. That's a lot of loot. That bit fire. Yeah, she kinda cute.
Welcome back to the channel. First of all, I'm starving. And I wasn't sure if I was gonna film today, you guys, but you know my Mercury in Taurus. My Mercury in Taurus was like a little work. Ha 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 ha. What? A little work, bro. Fergie, she did her thing on that song. So let's hop into this reaction. If you are brand new here, my name is Pearl. This is a reaction and commentary channel. Most of the commentary is insightful and empathic, so if that's not your jam, then you ain't gonna like this spam, okay? Because we spamming this today. No, I'm just kidding. So I came across this video. We have to get in it, okay? And I'm going to be thoroughly listening because I am going to be doing a natural look today. I'm gonna just do my eyebrows, wing, lashes, and that's it. No foundation. I don't know what it is, but Sunday I just feel like you shouldn't even be putting makeup on. Like, it's just like, what are you doing? But I get it. You got to go out, go to church, do your brunch, all of that. I get it. But, you know, I'm in the house. So let's hop in here. So this is Shane Dawson talking about his childhood, opening up about it. So I've read a couple of the comments and it was looking pretty, you know, some people caught some things. So be alert, all right? Because I don't know what we're getting into once again. And
back in the day, people would interview celebrities, and that was the liaison to the audience. But now you have a direct connection.
So it's like when I do
so
like, what
here.
can I ask?
No one has ever asked, really.
I definitely think that I'm a lot darker of a person as I'm wearing all black.
I was about to say he looks tanner.
What a great night's sleep. Except I have no idea why I keep having that reoccurring dream that in 5 years I'll have no job and no money because I put all my eggs in one YouTube basket.
A lot of people think that I'm this crazy, fun, outgoing, guy, which I am online, but every comedian has, like, a terrible story.
What's your terrible story?
Oh, God. It all started at birth. No, I think, I had a rough childhood, and, I was morbidly obese as a teenager, and I dealt with a lot of depression, and I definitely had to use comedy to kind of make myself laugh, make my family laugh when we were going through hard times.
How do you get yourself out of a dark state?
I think the way I get out of depression really is just to be creative.
People barely even knew I existed.
This came out in 2015,
Oh
guys.
my God, I'm so
5 years
sorry.
ago.
I didn't see you there.
Oh, it's okay, don't worry about it. Anytime I'm starting to feel down, I make a video, or I write a script, or I come up with a concept for a show I want to pitch, or I just do something creative, and it reminds me that, I can just bring myself out of it.
Do you remember that epiphany moment when you were younger, when you discovered that?
Yeah, the first memory I have of kind of a bad childhood moment, I remember right afterward going over to my friend's house, putting on all her mom's clothes, and basically doing a drag show at 7. Which,
Oh,
isn't
wow.
normal, but it made everybody laugh, and it made me laugh, and that was definitely my first memory of that.
Did people at that point were like, while they were laughing, they're like, what's the deal with this kid? Oh my God! Phoebe Pierce, I love you!
This was before transgendered was a thing. This was pre-Bruce. I think nowadays it'd be a little different. I think they would have changed my name to Shauna. And I would have been an ugly woman. Let's be honest.
You have beautiful eyes.
That's what people say to ugly people.
He does have
And you're
gorgeous
funny.
eyes.
I
They're
know. So,
pretty.
yeah, that was definitely...
A lot of people were like, wow, telling my mom, wow, your son is crazy. He's putting on all these weird shows for the neighborhood, and he's making all these weird videos, but little did they know it would lead me to doing it online, which is even weirder.
At the time, what did your mom think? Or like your family and your
Dad, was he in your life at this point?
Is this not
My dad
interesting?
left when I was about 9.
They got divorced, and my mom was a single working mom, so she was always gone. So it was pretty much just me and my brother, and that's it. So there was a lot of weird, chaos, a lot of wrestling, a lot of eating, And that's when I kind of picked up a camera and started making videos when I was like 10.
In the book, you talk about losing weight, and you talked about this. I mean, I knew about your
Weight loss, but how did
I'm gonna
that
come
all
out with a
happen?
book. I'm
My cap and
done.
gown didn't fit.
Fit because I was, 400 pounds. So I had to sew two together. And that was the moment where I was like, you know what? I don't want to do this forever. And I want to be an actor, and I want to be a director, and I don't want to die before I'm 30. So I literally the next day just started running every night and started eating chicken and vegetables.
Things I had never eaten before.
I stopped eating peanut butter out of a jar, which was hard.
Oh my
I
gosh.
stopped.
I've done it.
I've done it. I hate peanut butter. So I have not done it.
And yeah, I lost like 150 pounds in like 6 months or something.
What?
Yeah.
You talk about,
Obviously not being as
accepted in school, but you found comedy, so were you a bit of a class clown?
No,
What did people think of you, or how did you perceive people?
So I didn't talk until I was like 13, 14.
You didn't talk, you were mute?
Didn't talk. Little things, I'd go, and that meant hungry. And that meant hungry. So that's about it.
Is this a joke?
I can't believe you didn't speak at all.
I did have a rough childhood, and
Interesting.
I did
have a pretty rough upbringing as far as my parents and what they were going through, and there was a lot of drinking, a lot of fights and stuff, and I definitely just clammed up, and I was afraid to speak my mind. And
a lot of kids who grow up
in a household, they get fat, they get quiet, and sometimes they get into self-harm, or they get into all these really, really sad things. So I'm really happy that I found comedy, because if I didn't, I don't know where I would be.
A lot of times in this day and age with Instagram and all these bloggers, it's like it's this perception they put on this image of their life, this ideal life. Hey, I'm on vacation. Hey, I'm at this restaurant, but they don't show the moments in between that might not be
so.
Right.
No, I show everything. I show all the weird, sad things. I try to be completely real with the audience, because that's what I wanted to watch when I was their age, when I was a teenager. I didn't want some fake version of what life was. I wanted the real stuff.
because you remember yourself as that. That's like you always kind of identify with how you were when you were younger.
Oh, I have complete body dysmorphia, and this isn't a joke. When I look in the mirror, I see a 400-pound person.
You do cry a lot?
Sad.
Wow.
You do cry a lot.
I cry so much.
I cry
The
so
one
much.
moment that I really
Really cried on tour was this girl came up to me. She was like 26. She was my age. And she gave me a hug, and she was just like, "You really got me through high school." I was like, "Thank you." And she showed me all the scars on her arm from all, she was a cutter. And she got my initials tattooed where the cuts were.
she was like, this makes me remember not to do this. It's not really, that really hit me.
What do you hope people take away from everything you're showing and revealing online about yourself and your identity and who you are?
My main thing is I hope people take away that it's okay to be the weird kid. It's okay to not fit in. It's okay to, make crazy jokes and not keep everything in. And,
Wow.
All my videos that I've made for the last 8 years have been
Wow.
trying to make people laugh.
that are having a hard time. So, for me, I guess just laugh.
Wow.
Laugh, and don't take life so seriously.
All right, I love you guys.
Wow. Wow. And wow. Next, pray for Shane Dawson. Wow. Wow. Let me know what y'all think.
You like my outfit? Sorry, I don't have COVID-19, so don't worry about that. I'm going to be making a video about COVID-19, okay? But right now, I'm making a video about Shane Dawson. I never thought, I'm going to be honest with you, I never thought I'd have to make this video. I never thought it was going to be a thing that I'd ever have to even think about making. I just figured that, I grew up watching Shane, and I saw a lot of the stuff that he used to do, and I just figured that everyone agreed that it was kind of embarrassing, and he moved past it. That's kind of what I thought. And I always thought the pedophile stuff was just like a joke, but it seems like it was more than a joke, but he's got a lot of people ridiculing him. And I want to make something very clear, because this is something that people always they don't seem to get. When I say pray for somebody, I'm not praying to get them out of trouble, Some trouble is justified, he said bad things, and he never really stood up for the right things, and this is kind of what happens when you just try to stay neutral, you know? I mean, sometimes Shane kind of made me mad sometimes because he just wouldn't take a big stand on something, or he'd be too scared, or he just wouldn't care about it enough to do the research or whatever. And I know he's done a lot of research for a lot of other things, but there's just certain things where I see him perpetuate falseness sometimes because he himself just didn't care enough. And I've noticed this about him for a long time. It is kind of weird talking about someone named Shane when my name is also Shane. I gotta crank up the collar.
Look at that contradiction.
You know what I'm saying? Now,
or coincidence.
I look like one of those speed racers or whatever.
What a coincidence.
I actually think this is cool, by the way. So it's just letting you know how crazy I really am. But I care enough to pray for people, and I'm praying for Shane Dawson because, boy, he has just been taking one hit after another, and I think he really believes that some of the stuff that he says is correct and just doesn't see a problem with it or whatever the issue is. So I'm going to be praying for Shane Dawson, and I've been praying so much for so many different people, so many different things, so many different events. It's a bit of an overload for me. It's a bit overbearing. It's a bit, it's a bit of an overdrive, a bit of an overpowering, unbearable thing sometimes. But I'm going to keep on going. To keep track of it and to remember it all. But I'm going to keep on going. So let's pray for Shane Dawson, that he just is filled with honesty and truth, and that he just is able to see things clear enough to where he can take a bigger stance on things and to draw himself away from certain people, because he thinks he can just hang out with everybody and just talk to everybody and not have to stand for anything. It's just, I've always had a problem with that, personally. You know, you have to stand against certain things. There's certain people who you shouldn't hang out with. I mean, if you do, then you don't see a big enough problem with that thing. So I just pray for clarity and for some peace and comfort also while he goes through this. You know, just because you're going through all these things doesn't mean you have to be in pain while you do it. But these things that he's going through are justified things. You know, you shouldn't sexualize children. You shouldn't, you know, you shouldn't do sexual things. When I was a kid, I didn't really realize the full problem of it until I got older. I was like, you know, yeah, that's messed up and gross. Some of it was pretty gross. So, and just shameless, you know, tasteless, flavorless kind of humor, like dead, like a dead horse. Like it was like, and so he just beat that dead horse for so many years. And then he started doing conspiracy theory videos, and he started doing, like, you know, life hack videos, and it was honestly better than that content. And his content just keeps getting better and better. And I think this is just one more step on the road to improvement, you know. And I wish him the best, and I don't think he's an evil person. I just think that the lines have gotten blurred in his own life, probably in the past, and probably back when he was making movies. Some stuff might have happened, and I think now, you know, he's just that guy who's settled down, but is still kind of crazy, and you can't really put him in a box or analyze him. It's hard to do that with Shane, partly because he doesn't take a firm stance on certain things. But, anyways, that's the video. You know, just pray for Shane Dawson. I'm going to be praying for him, along with a lot of other things. And I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching, and if you like this style, let me know. Leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe, hit the bell icon. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and I know I can do it.
Yeah, you
can.
Do it
with your help, so go ahead.
Yeah,
and do
you
that,
can do it, baby.
You're going to see a lot more crazy outfits
subscribe.
like this, and you're also going to see some outfits that probably aren't so crazy, but just stuff that I like, okay? Because the fact of the matter is, I'm not too manly to be flashy. I'm not too manly to love people. I'm not too manly to care about people. And that's not a joke. I am going to make a video about that, because it takes effort to be a good person, you know?
It does. Oh.
Anyways, thank you for watching my video.
You ain't even lying. It's a whole job, okay? It's a whole job, period. Wow, that was interesting, was it not? Let me know what y'all thought about that. I really just wanted to bring some light into the whole Shane Dawson situation because I've made a lot of videos on Shane Dawson and I just feel like I need to just hammer it in again. All right, let me hammer it again. We are all human. As much as it may be just awful that he did what he did, I tell y'all a quick story of somebody who did something way worse, which was, I'm gonna try to say this as non-graphically as possible. An ad in the newspaper to see if he could find somebody that he could eat because he wanted to taste human flesh, blood, skin, meat, whatever you want to call it. And he ended up getting that person to come. And what they did was they cut off his you-know-what, and they wrapped him up so that he wouldn't bleed too much, obviously, so he could stay alive. And they tasted it together and laughed and were happy about it because they were able to do something that other people weren't able to do. And even stated that it tasted like pork. So that's pretty awful. That person's in prison in Germany. So yeah, again, they're all human. Pray for Shane Dawson. Yep, you heard me correctly. Pray for Shane Dawson, and I will see you guys in the next video. And hopefully, I'll have eyelashes on in them. Okay, it's time for my
loves orange soda. Kel loves orange soda. Is it true? Is it true? Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, it's true. Ooh. I do. Ooh.
Okay, bye.
I'm